Let's talk about the best ball carrier moves to use in Madden 24. Now, there's a ton of different ones. You can spin, you can hurdle, you can stiff arm, you can do all that. There's two in particular that stand out above the rest. The first one is just the simple juke. Now, the juke is definitely the best move in the game. It's super easy to fake the first guy out, as you can see. Now, if there's other defenders around, of course, you're probably going to get tackled. But if you're in a one-on-one situation, the juke can pretty much take you to the house, honestly. Like you can see, the first guy is always going to miss. It's not hard. You do want to kind of set it up. You want to time it right. You don't want to be too early or too late, but just the basic juke. You don't want to do anything extra. You want to lay off of the sprint button when you go to juke, and you see the first guy, you'll make a miss every single time. But very important, do not hold the sprint when you're trying to juke, because if you hold sprint when you're trying to juke, I mean, look, you see every time we can fake them out. If you hold sprint, you're going to do a more like aggressive kind of juke, and it's a slower animation, and it just does not work nearly as well. Now, there's another move that's good too, which I'll go over in a minute. But look, you see the first guy every time. Like, there's never been a point in this video so far where the first guy has not been faked out. Now, if you're playing a user defender and they're good at, clicking on and strafing and not getting juked out, that's a different thing. But if they're not clicking on, if they're scared to make the tackle, or if you're someone that plays against the computer, the juke will work literally every time. You just have to quick flick it. Like right here, perfect example. Just get them set up on an angle, juke back inside. And you can also juke in, juke out, quick back to back without losing much momentum. See here we go. Juke, like I faked them all out right there. Like they were all running kind of like at the same angle, and I was able to fake them all out. We'll show the replay here. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, subscribe, join the family. I'm going to be posting daily little quick Madden tips like this on this channel. So, you can get better at the game, join the family. We're on the road to 100K subs, so I'd love for you guys to be a part of that. But look, we faked them all out. Just a quick juke to the inside, nothing crazy. Now, I am using Saquon Barkley, and it is a little bit better with him just because of the fact that he does also have jukebox. So if you have jukebox or evasive, you're going to get even quicker juke animations. But even without jukebox, you can still fake people out very easily, but it is going to be better if you have an ability, of course. Now, to show you that, I'm going to use Tony Pollard now, in fact, because I want to show you that you can still juke well without the ability. The ability just makes the juke quicker, but you see, look, same thing. We faked them out. It's just a quick flick of the stick. Usually I like to go on the outside, juke back inside. I find that's better because you're usually just going to have more opportunities to juke on the outside. Look, we juked them there, kept running. The juke is going to get you extra yards, or it's going to spring you for a touchdown. Now, the second move, and honestly, there's three I want to talk about. The second one is going to be the Jurdle. Now, this one is really good for kind of like cutting back to the inside quickly. I think the juke is better because the juke will get you like bigger yards, but the Jurdle sometimes is really good. Like if you want to change direction quick and you get like a quick speed burst up the field. You have to be in the right situation to use it, but sometimes it can be really beneficial. Like right here, you say I just did a quick Jurdle and it gives me that speed boost jump to the inside. Now, to do this, you need to hold the Y or triangle button, and you also want to hold, the left stick. You want to hold it to where you're going. So right here, I would hold it to the left, and I'm hitting the hurdle button, and he's going to do that little side hop. And so it's just kind of a nice little way to almost like cut up field really quickly. It's sometimes you still can get tackled doing this. It's not as easy to fake out as like how the juke is, but like right here, you see, I see a hole and I just Jurdle right through it. It's almost like a quicker way of cutting back. And I don't know, I just find that it is, it's just super useful. And a lot of times, like if you're playing a user and they're trying to like run to the outside to stop you, and then you can quickly Jurdle back inside and they'll overrun you. So it's actually something that's better to use against a human opponent. If anything, well, you see right there how I faked them out with it. So imagine a user's running outside to try to contain your outside run, and then you Jurdle it right back inside, and you get that speed boost, and they just can't stop it. And a lot of times that's what happens. You kind of just go through everybody, and you can like sneak out of there like untouched. So it's honestly a pretty crazy move to be honest with you. Now right here, I'm probably not gonna have no opportunity to use it. Let's try going to this side again here. So you see like right there, you see how I easily like cut back and he overran me. So it's similar to the juke in some ways. It looks a little cooler, but those are like the two best moves. Now I do also want to mention that I do have a Patreon page where I post the highest level Madden tips, my ebooks, all of that, like things that really take your game to the next level, things that will help you win, way more online games. I already posted a couple of crazy little tips in there already for this year, and I'm going to be doing weekly videos there. So if you want to check that out, link is in the pinned comment below. Now the other way of cutting back is using the left trigger or the L2 button, and that's literally the hard plant mechanic. And you see how I got that super quick cut? I planted my foot and I went upfield. That's another really good thing to use in this game. I want to say the more agile your back is, the better, but look how quick he plants and gets a burst upfield. So all you do is hold left trigger or L2 when you want a hard plant, and then you'll just kind of burst upfield. It's meant to do exactly what I did right there, to hit cutback lanes, you know, nicely. Right there, I kind of planted a little too hard. You want to kind of like tap it. You want to find, there's kind of like a sweet spot for it. There's kind of like a sweet spot for it where like if you tap it, like you get like that super quick cut. Like right there, I probably wouldn't have did it. I probably would have in a game just tried to burn him to the outside. So yeah, you just kind of have to find the sweet spot. Like you can tap it and you just get a quick burst upfield. So you can kind of use that, and you can kind of use the Jurtle to do the same thing. This is a little safer because when you Jurtle, I think there may be like a higher chance of fumbling, but I haven't really seen it much yet this year. I know some years you would fumble more if you did it. I haven't really seen it this year, so I think that the Jurtle might actually be back. But you could see quick cut, and you know they're setting the edge. I make the hard plant, and I'm going and getting, you know, 5 quick yards there. Let's try it again here. Hard plant, juke out. Like, I mean, you could string them together. Like, obviously the guy got us from behind, but you see how we hard planted. There was a defender still there, and then we were able to juke him out. Let's juke here, juke back out. You see how you can like juke really quickly? Like you can immediately come out of one juke and juke back again. So you can actually fake 2 people out. You know, if you have like the correct spacing to actually pull it off, sometimes the second defender is going to be too close and like the tackle animation will engage. But you know, if not, you can juke in, juke out quick. Right here, easy juke, and then you know we turn, you know, extra 6 yards into that right there. Now lastly here, let's talk about abilities, because if you know Madden these days, you know it's a game of abilities. They matter so much, and these are important for your ball carrier as well. So the big bruising backs, guys like Nick Chubb, will usually have something like Bruiser, which that's going to give him more powerful stiff arm and truck animations. So when you got a guy like Nick Chubb or a guy like Derrick Henry here who has armbar and tank, which is kind of the same thing, just split into 2, you definitely want to make sure you're trucking and stiff arming with those guys. To stiff arm, you hold the A or X button. To truck, you flick up on the right stick. Those guys are going to break more tackles in a more physical way. So with those guys, like you can juke and you can Jurtle, but you're actually probably better off going for the trucks and the stiff arms because they have abilities that's specific to them to make them break more tackles that way. Now, Jonathan Taylor's kind of best of both worlds because he has armbar and jukebox. So with him, you're going to get great juke. So you definitely want to juke with him. But sometimes you might be in a situation where it makes more sense to go for a stiff arm, and he's going to win those a lot as well. Now, Saquon's interesting as well because he has jukebox and leapfrog. Now, we talked about jukebox earlier. It's going to give you the faster jukes. But leapfrog is actually better with hurtling. So he's a guy that's great to Jurtle with as well because he's going to get faster Jurtles, and he'll never fumble while doing it. So it's kind of like a cheat code with him. Same with Christian McCaffrey. He has leapfrog as well, so you don't have to worry about him fumbling. He's going to get faster hurdles and Jurtles, but also he has evasive as well, so he's going to be better with jukes and spins. But I would stay away from spins because I just don't find them that good this year. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this important video right here on the screen.